Hello, this is Blue Star, Defender of Equestria, and this is my Explorer reaction video. Episode 20 of Season 9. Roar! Probably wondering why am I wearing this helmet? It's to avoid the flying photographs that were flying all over the place. But I think it's safe now, so I'll take this off, so... Oh, last week's episode was just so sad in a lot of ways, but it was also kind of cool too, and I'm glad that we got to see Gabby again, and we got to see Rarity in full drama queen mode. It's like, oh, dearie me, and but in the end it was good, and you know, the three of them are all friends now, and everything's good, and yay! So, I'm glad that everything worked out. I mean, it's like sometimes sharing can be hard, but in the end it's worthwhile, so, yo! So, the next episode is nearly upon us! In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1...
I think you really spruce up the office, Miss Philodendron.
Oh.
I'm gonna call you Phyllis. Don't you look good, Phyllis?
Starlight Glimmer is talking to a plant.
Come in.
I wasn't doing anything.
Were you just talking to someone?
No, totally. Totally
Starlight, I have something very important to discuss with you.
If this is about leaving early yesterday, I didn't have any students on my schedule, and Trixie was having a magical emergency, which actually turned out to be nothing.
No, it's fine.
Not anything like that.
Oh, good. Uh-oh.
Twilight Sparkle, the Princess of Friendship,
Yo.
in light of her impending ascension to the throne of Equestria,
Yo.
and in anticipation of her many duties and responsibilities forthwith, does hereby intend to make good on her previous offer to you, Starlight Glimmer, of replacing her as head mayor of the School of Friendship.
Oh,
I
good.
want you to take over
Sort
the
of.
school when I move to Canterlot.
Aw.
No,
I know.
it's just so amazing.
Yeah,
Well,
but...
do you think I'm really up for it? Of
Yes.
course you do. I've covered for you every time you've had to run off and save Equestria, but I mean, yes, of course.
Oh, poor Starlight Glimmer. Ah. Oh, what?
You're welcome. I can't think of any pony who'd be better for the job.
Oh, good.
I'm a little nervous and excited. I'm mostly just nervous.
I
Aw.
understand.
I'm sure it'll be
Of course,
fine.
I'll have a lot of important responsibilities as ruler of Equestria, but I'll always be available to help whenever you need.
Oh, okay.
Are you supposed to be at a royal etiquette lesson with Celestia and Luna right now?
Oops.
Can't underestimate
Right.
the important responsibility of royal napkin placement.
Fine.
Wow. I mean, no biggie, right, Phyllis? I totally got this.
You killed Phyllis. No. Oh, poor Starlight Glimmer. It's like Twilight might no longer freak out, but she still does so. Ah!
I used to wonder what friendship could be until you answered its magic
Yo.
with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat, and magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Do you know you are my very best friends?
Oh. Ooh. Ooh, it's like, at last the plot moves forward. Because, yeah, it's like, because obviously when Twilight becomes ruler of Equestria, a lot of things are going to change. Obviously, she can't run the school anymore. She only has to run the entire country instead. Not a problem. No biggie. Owe me a small change and all that stuff. Oh, excuse me a sec. Anyway, enough of that. So, oh dear. But anyway, yeah, so, ooh, it's like, oh, poor Starlight Glimmer, she's talking to plants. I think she's gonna be talking to Phyllis a lot more. But anyway, yeah. That is assuming that Phyllis is able to be repotted and stuff. I'm sure it'll be fine. But still... It's like, oh, it's like, yeah, that was a great way to introduce it. That was a very long-winded, you know, official royal thing. It's like, oh, it's like, can you just cut to the point already? It's like, oh, we're putting you in charge of the school. Oh no! It's like, oh, it's like, yeah, Twilight really is. She's handling you know, freaking out. It's like, even here, it's like, oh no, I'm late. I'll see you later. Bye. Ping. It's not like, oh my gosh, I'm late. But unfortunately, Starlight Glimmer is still probably doing that and learning that. So yeah, she's gonna be freaking out probably a lot during this episode. Because yeah, I mean, it's a big. I mean, sure, she stepped in, but yeah, to be in charge all the time, that's a huge change. And of course, they're gonna have to find somebody else to counsel all the students. So. So yes, change is definitely in the air, but we are back and we shall find out what happens next. So, yo. Ooh, Trixie.
You know I'm nothing but proud that you've been officially offered the position of head mare.
Yo.
Thanks.
But
I can't help wondering if it's going to cut
Horseshoe
into
in?
our social schedule.
Probably.
What do you mean?
Take now, for example. Instead of heading to the delightful lunch I had planned, we're striding with determination toward what I can only assume is Twilight's office.
Yeah.
Obviously, our lunch is super important, but so
Yes.
is taking over the school. And the only
Yo.
pony who's really run the School of Friendship is the Princess of Friendship. And I'm worried about doing it all alone, so I want to get as much advice from Twilight as I can while she's still here.
I love Trixie's expression. It's like, come
Twilight's
on, you
never
got
really
this.
done anything alone. She always has her friends.
Good
But that just
point.
gave me an idea. Thanks,
Uh-oh.
Trixie. You can give good advice when you don't mean to.
Huh?
Thanks.
Thanks.
Are we
I
still
think.
doing lunch?
I don't think so. You doing origami?
Getting royal place settings just right is a lot
Oh.
harder than it looks.
Okay. I know how busy you are, but I wanted to talk to you about running the school because, honestly, I was a bit worried about taking it over all on my own.
Aw.
But I just realized you never did it alone.
Having a friend help out is pretty great.
Yo. Oh.
Exactly. So, what do you think about me hiring a vice head mare to help run things?
That would be a good
I trust
idea.
you to run the school any way you want.
Yo.
And if that means hiring a vice head mare, I think it's a great idea.
Yo.
Really?
Yes.
Like you said, I've always had ponies around to help. And don't worry, you can always call on me to...
Twilight, Rarity says you were supposed to be at the boutique 5 minutes ago for your second fitting for the coronation gown.
Oh.
How many fittings are there gonna be?
A lot?
Yeah,
Anyway,
probably right answer.
Good luck finding your vice head mare.
Yo.
I know you'll pick the right pony for the job.
Oh, good.
Wow. I heard the whole thing, and all I can say is, I am humbled.
Why?
I hadn't ever considered it, but hearing you say it out loud made me realize what a great and powerful vice head mare I'll be. Plus, we get to work and socialize at the same time.
Well, sure, that would be
Sure.
fun, but I can't just give you the job.
Oh, no, of course not.
Okay.
I imagine there's a lengthy process to go through before you inevitably hire the best pony for the position.
Yeah. Wink, wink,
Exactly.
wink, me.
I'll probably interview several ponies.
Of course.
Of course.
Several.
Sure.
Wink.
Uh-oh.
Why do you keep saying wink?
I'm not saying wink. Wink.
You're not sick? Yes, you are. Okay, this is creepy.
I'm glad you all decided to be part of the search for the School of Friendship's vice head mare.
Okay.
Honestly, if you're looking for some pony to fundraise, I can bring in enough bits to have several buildings named after me.
Well, that's not the
no.
primary responsibility of the vice head mare.
No.
But any pony is welcome to apply. I think the selection process I've come up with is pretty special.
Oh, goody.
Unnecessary.
Ahem. Since you all have to prove you have what it takes to be vice head mare, I've
Okay.
designed the interview in 3 stages.
Okay.
Each stage will test a different skill the vice head mare needs. Only those who do well will move through the stages until finally the best
Okay.
candidate rises to the top.
Dun, dun, dun,
So,
dun.
without further ado, it's time for stage 1.
Okay.
Substituting for the teachers.
All right, we can do that.
Well,
Once the students get a sample of my great and powerful instruction, they might not want to go back to the regular faculty.
Sure. Oh. Oh.
Wow, that seam is so straight.
Wow.
You really learned how to sew from mending apple sacks on the farm?
Oh. Oh. He's gonna have to do more than
obviously,
say yep and nope,
loyalty is the
though.
foundation of friendship and trust. But nothing gets more loyalty than a big stack of bits. This book on business will teach you all how to earn your own.
What? Oh, poor Rainbow Dash.
Equity.
Oh. Oh, not finances. Oh well. At least they're having fun. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. Time for some real science, eh? Ooh. Aww. How nice.
In the pre-Equestria era, year 1322, Abraxius the Bold did... Ooh, a bunch of boring stuff.
A bunch of boring
For
stuff.
a really long time.
Ugh.
I know history's important, but I never learned any of it, and look how I turned out.
That's not encouraging. Gallus, wake up! Uh-oh.
Wait.
Trixie! Not good.
Okay, Phyllis. Obviously, those three are moving on. But what about the rest?
Oh.
I think we're in agreement on this one. I
Sorry.
know what you're gonna say, but it would be so much fun to have my vice head mare be a friend.
That would be great,
She just
but...
needs a little more hoof holding than some of the others, but it could still work out, right?
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Starlight, I've given this a lot of thought, and even though I
Okay.
still believe naps are a valid use of class time, you'll be the one running the school. So if you say no naps, then no naps.
Okay,
And
good.
I know I can be a little stubborn and not the best listener, but I just can't wait for us to tackle this job as a team. Two
Aw.
great and powerful friends taking on the world.
Oh,
And I
good.
know you still have to go through all this interview stuff.
Yeah.
Wink. But I just had to tell you how excited I am.
Oh, good. Oh, poor Trixie.
See? I told you it could work.
Oh. Yeah, Phyllis. I'm with Phyllis on this one. It's like, yeah. It's like, yeah, keep telling yourself that. Starlight, it's like, this is gonna be a disaster. It's like... I'm starting to think, I'm almost thinking, is this gonna be a disaster no matter who she picks? I don't know. It's like, I'm thinking, I don't know if any of these would be great vice mares, possibly stallions, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah, it's like, oh... Trixie is setting herself up to have her hopes dashed upon the rocks. Kind of reminds me why I try so hard to avoid spoilers, because, yeah, watching, spoilers only raise your expectation, or like the trailers more precisely, it's like, obviously spoilers just spoiled stuff, but yeah, trailers can raise your expectations and then only to have them dashed upon the rocks. So yeah, Trixie is just totally assuming, oh yeah, you're my friend, you're gonna, pick me, right? Right? Come on, wink, wink. It's like she's, Starlight does not recognize wink. She doesn't know what that means. And of course, nor should she, because obviously that would be bad if she's like, oh, you're my friend, I'll just hire you. I mean... In some cases, that's not so bad, but when it's the case of, oh, there was this candidate who was definitely a better, or, oh, I like my friend, but they're not really that good at this job, oh, I should hire someone else, that's kind of the problem, that's a problem. Yeah, I mean, so far, Trixie has not exactly rose to the occasion very well, but at the same time, it's like that speech was sort of encouraging. Okay, you say, no naps, okay, but, so far, yeah, she's not pretty high on my list. I think, what was that? And who was that? I think that was, what was it? Filthy Rich's wife? It's like, yeah, definitely not. Oh dear. It's like, yeah, it's like Rainbow Dash is like, oh, what are you doing? But, oh dear. So anyway, so... this was gonna be really hard for poor Trixie and everything, because it's gonna be kind of sad, because yeah, I have a suspicion that Starlight Glimmer will not pick her, and well, we'll see, there could be hope, but yeah, it's like in some ways, I mean, yeah, unfortunately I'm being distracted by these commercials because there isn't that much left to say, because it's like yeah, because this is bad. It's like, just expecting your friend to, expecting your job, expecting to get a job just because your friend is the boss is not a good idea, because it often can't work out. It's like, it doesn't, I don't know. brain is completely not functioning. But yeah, so like, Alfred and Trixie will be interested to see who's gonna be picked. It's like, I'm almost thinking on Big Mac, but we shall see. We shall see, because we're back.
All right, remaining Vice Headmare candidates, welcome to stage 2.
Dun,
All
dun,
of
dun,
you are
dun.
here because you performed well, or well enough, to face your next challenge,
Okay.
parent-teacher conferences. The Vice
Uh-oh.
Headmare will need to be a master communicator. I can't think of a better test of that than meeting with our students and their parents or guardians.
Oh, we get to meet their
I
parents.
eagerly look forward to sharing my love of science with both progeny and progenitors.
Indeed. An orchestra is made up of different parts, and good communication is the key to harmony.
Oh, good.
Yup.
Oh,
A lifetime on
This
stage
could be
has
a
taught
problem.
me that good communication is essential to holding your audience's attention, which is why Trixie is also known as a great and powerful communicator.
sure. Bye. See you later. Ugh.
Life at the School of Friendship is like a song, and although she started out singing her part pianissimo, Ocellis is now soloing fortissimo.
That's good, right?
Say what?
Indeed.
The
Yay.
science curriculum at the school is somewhat lacking, but Yona has taken to the subject like a yak to smashing. If fostered,
Oh,
I
good.
believe she could easily blaze a trail and expand our understanding of science itself.
Oh, good.
Best!
Yay! Roar!
Best!
Jonas is a fantastic student. He's even taught me a thing or two about napping.
Is that why you're putting me to sleep?
Excuse me?
I don't know why I have to come to these things.
Well, most parents or
Aw,
guardians
poor
want to
Gallus.
be involved in our students' lives.
Please,
Maybe we should find
Granddad.
a different representative from Griffinstone to be Gallus's guardian.
Oh, that'd be great. If you find one, let me know!
I'm so confused.
Ouch.
You're saying Silver Stream is exuberant?
Yup.
And enthusiastic?
Yo.
Yup.
But
Yes.
aren't those the same? And
Yeah.
are they good? I mean, you could be trying to tell me she's unfocused, but
Oh,
then you
no.
might just be explaining that you appreciate her high energy.
Oh.
Nope.
Nope.
Yup,
Yep. Nope. Yes. Oh,
maybe.
no.
There seems to be a lot of nuance here, and I just want to make sure I understand exactly what you're saying.
Poor
so what
guy.
are you saying?
Help me.
Gallus doesn't need to know I'm proud of him, and he certainly doesn't need me trekking all the way to Ponyville.
Poor Gallus.
Because you're no longer welcome.
Well, fine with me.
Oh.
Trixie, what happened?
I'm not sure. But we'll have one less conference to worry about next semester.
I really appreciate your honesty, Big Mac, and you're right. Parents expect a lot of detailed communication when it comes to their kids. And if you aren't comfortable with that, Vice Headmare probably isn't the job for you.
Oh.
No.
No. Poor guy. Thanks for trying, though. No.
Starlight, I know why you wanted to see me, and you
Ugh.
don't have to worry.
Oh, good.
Good.
It's thoughtful that you'd want to check in on me after my shocking confrontation
Uh-oh.
with Grandpa Gruff. But never fear, I shall recover.
Trixie, that's not exactly what I wanted to talk to you about. You
Uh-oh.
can't get into a shouting match with parents or
No.
guardians. For the final stage of the interview process, you'll each have to put together a field trip. And if you really do
Uh-oh.
want the job, I need yours to be exceptional. Because
Okay.
if I had to pick a Vice Headmare right now, it wouldn't be you.
Ouch.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Obviously, you're not gonna give the job to some pony else, but you want to see my best. Well, message received. Wink.
Ugh,
Trixie, I
Trixie!
the great and powerful Trixie
Nice
is
save.
about to pull out all the stops. I hope you're ready for the most exceptional field trip to ever grace this school.
Dun, 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 dun.
Is it wrong for me to think she might actually pull it off?
Maybe.
Oh, don't answer that.
You know things are bad when you take advice from a plant.
Not looking forward to the performance?
I know Octavia loves music, but a field trip to a classical music performance isn't my idea of an exciting time.
True. Oh, what? Uh-oh. Hmm? Oh. What just happened? I don't define this.
Okay, I take it back.
When I heard we'd be arranging field trips, I knew right away I wanted to take you all to my lab.
Of
I can think of
course.
no better trip than one through the quantum field.
The what?
I am referring to time travel.
Oh. Uh-oh.
I've been working on a temporal transportation device.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's a chair.
Chair.
Doesn't look very time travel-y.
And 3, 4, 5. Congratulations! You are now 5 seconds into the future. You see, we are all already time travelers. Who's next?
Interesting thought, but no.
Now what?
Oh, I hadn't actually thought that much beyond this.
Not good.
Ponies and other students, welcome to the greatest and most powerful field trip of your lives.
Did not even.
Where are you and friends going? I am thrilled you asked, because today we're not doing a normal, old, boring field trip where you
Okay.
go somewhere.
Oh.
So,
Where?
not field trip.
Not field trip.
Au
Yeah.
contraire, I could have easily taken you to Froggy Bottom Bog, but we don't need to leave the comfort of the classroom for our field
Okay.
trip. I can bring the field trip to us.
All right. Oh, that was an interesting idea. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Trixie, what did you do? Well, I found the perfect little patch of bog to teleport into the school.
Oh my gosh, these bees are dangerous.
Consider the possibility that a hive of flash bees might have nested there.
Uh-oh. They got the camera operator. No! Do you have any idea how expensive those cameras are? No! Oh, no! It's a disaster! It's like, oh, so like we're really not going anywhere, are we? Oh. That was sort of, I have to say, in some ways, that was kind of an interesting idea, especially since considering that, you know, that place was dangerous. I think the last time we were there, we were almost eaten. So, yeah, that was actually an interesting idea, but, it did have one minor hiccup, though. So, it's gonna be interesting what happens next. It's like, Trixie, I'm sorry, but I can't give you the job. It's like, forgive me. But anyway, we shall see what happens. It's like, yeah, I think unfortunately Trixie is setting herself up for disappointment. Oh, absolutely she is. I mean, it's like, yeah, it was actually kind of interesting. Also, the other candidates, it's like, yeah, it's like, obviously, it's like, we took a field trip to our own places. So, that might be an interesting thought. That might, who knows, she might still get this. It's like, oh, it's thinking, well, maybe that's a reason why, that maybe she'll ultimately win this, because, yeah, she had an interesting idea. It wasn't just something about herself and stuff, which you could argue could be bad. It's like, I took my students to my lab. I was thinking, and then I put them through experiments. I experimented with them. No. And Octavia, it's like, I don't think that's classical music. Maybe it's classical for them, but I thought that was an interesting thing. But that was interesting. So yeah, it's like, yeah, this is totally boring. I don't want to listen to her play the bass again. It's like, oh, it's like, oh look, it's like, oh darn it! It's like DJ Pwn 3 is here. We're gonna have, it's like rock on, man. Kind of a thing. Oh yeah, my brain is legitimately malfunctioning right now. So, bleh. And oh, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of glad that this episode is slightly moving along the bigger picture. But yeah, it's like I think I'm getting impatient. It's like I want to see, you know, more of the big picture and stuff. Because it's just, it's like, I mean, but obviously, yeah, there's a lot of little things that are gonna change. Obviously, you know, Twilight becoming Rule of Equestria is a huge thing, but obviously, you know, Starlight Glimmer moving, you know, into basically becoming the head mayor of the school, and, you know, having a head mayor, or having a vice mayor was actually a pretty good idea, because, you know, we can't do everything, you know. even when you're in charge, having somebody else to sort of, you know, have to share in those decision making is good too. And you know, it's like, okay, you know what, I'm too busy to deal with this. You go deal with this or something. But anyway, we're gonna find out what happens next because we're back, and hopefully the bees are under control, or not. It's time to go weapons free. Back! Oh no!
You bees to nest in my patch and field trip box.
Uh-oh. Run for your lives, every pony!
Trixie, go with the students. I'll handle this. I was only trying to give them an exceptional field trip experience, which you have to admit I did.
Look out!
Talk about it later.
Let's get out of here. Back. Fire! Bloop. Oh dear.
Starlight?
You okay?
Hey there. So, they're gone?
Yes.
Nice
they are.
teamwork. Am I right?
No.
Are you kidding?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what team you're on, but it isn't mine.
Uh-oh.
This was a disaster. It was dangerous.
I think the words you're looking for are great and powerful. It wasn't even acceptable!
You went from not taking it seriously to blowing things so out of proportion you put every creature in danger.
Oh no!
And I wanted to work with a friend so much, I ignored the fact that you would never be right for the job.
Oh.
I'm confused. What are you saying?
I'm saying you'll never be vice head mare.
But I thought you created the position for me.
Why would you think that? I created the position because I need help. But I can't think of any way that you would ever help me.
Oh.
Twilight's friends always helped her.
Oh, that's because Twilight's friends are competent.
Ouch.
They care about what they're doing, and they know how to do it.
Ow.
Well, I guess I won't take up any more of your time, Headmare Starlight.
Oh.
Starlight? I just thought I'd check in to see how the search for a vice headmare was going.
Terribly. Oh.
A lot better now.
Well, that was convenient.
I really wanted it to be a friend, so I ended up pushing aside some pretty big signs that it wasn't gonna work out.
Oh.
Not every pony is right for every job.
No.
But every pony has something to contribute.
Yo.
The trick is figuring out what.
What if you and your friend can't figure it out?
If you have a job to do, you have to decide what's best and be upfront and honest, even if that means you can't work with a friend on it.
So, I guess that means talking to them at the beginning, instead of stringing them along until you get so frustrated you totally lose it and say a bunch of really awful things?
Probably.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh. Where were you at the beginning of this episode?
Trixie? I know you're in there.
Well, you're wrong.
Well, then who are you?
I'm sorry for all those things I said. I just really wanted it to work out, even though I knew it probably wouldn't.
Aww.
I should have said something sooner.
Obviously, we can't have what we want, because I'm terrible at everything and could never help you with anything.
Aww.
Aren't terrible, and you have a lot of great qualities. Maybe not vice headmare qualities, but great and powerful friend qualities.
Aww.
Well, you really stand by the ponies you care about. Gallus even said no creatures ever stuck up for him the way you did with Grandpa Gruff.
Yo. Aww.
It would have been nice to run the school together, but not every pony is right for every job.
No.
I know how you take your responsibilities seriously, and maybe I should have known I wasn't exactly a perfect fit.
If it makes you feel any better, no pony was.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh.
Well, Dr. Hooves has decided to go back to his experiments, and Octavia is worried the responsibilities of vice headmare will take too much time away from her music.
Aww.
Maybe getting a vice headmare was a bad idea.
No.
Starlight, obviously you'd like some help, and hiring a vice headmare is a great idea.
Yes, it is.
But who could it be?
Well, you need some pony who's responsible, like you, and detail-oriented, like Twilight, and smart, obviously. It is a school, after all.
It would be nice if I got along with them, since having it be a friend can't work out.
Maybe it can.
Uh-oh. Just blew ourselves
and I
up.
knew as soon as I read Trixie's scroll that it was the exact right thing for me to do.
But what about being Flurry Heart's Crystaller?
Well, honestly, now that Flurry Heart's a little older, there really isn't much for me to do outside of the occasional tradition or festival.
Yeah.
And working at a school is what I always thought I'd do.
Yeah.
I mean, if you'll have me.
Are you
Totally.
kidding? You're hired!
Yes!
Feeling this would work out.
Oh,
Trixie,
good.
thank you so
Oh.
much.
Between being insightful when I want to be and giving good advice when I don't mean to, I suppose I can be a pretty good friend.
Aww.
More than that, actually. You really did give good advice.
Yo.
And you helped me talk through the problem of finding the right pony for the job. And we know you care about the students.
Trixie, the great
Ah,
and powerful
cutting.
advice giver, problem talk thrower, and student care about her. I think I'll go with friend.
Friend is perfect. But there's a position here at the school you might be right for, too. What would you say to being the School of Friendship's new student counselor?
I'd say this office needs a bit of redecorating. Potted plants scream desperation.
Oh no!
Phyllis, no!
Phyllis, no! No, you cannot kill Phyllis! No! I just gave you a job, Trixie! You can't kill Phyllis! How could you? Ooh, as always, thank you to you hardworking people for working so hard on the show. Yo, I'm sorry, I almost forgot. You people were so sneaky and clever during this episode, so roar! So that was, a horse shoe-in? A shoe-in? Anybody? But anyway, it's like, oh, that was good. I like that. Oh, that was just so sneaky the way they worked that in. And, you know, Starlight Glimmer walks out from behind the desk and Trixie's standing there. It's like, oh, that was such a clever way to do that. I like that. I must have been I was thinking about this a little. It's like, I don't know if this is such a good idea, but at the same time, yeah, Trixie, I'm not really sure if Trixie is necessarily the best counselor, but we shall see. But at the same time, Starlight does have a good point, is that she may not necessarily be a vice mayor, but she's definitely a really good friend. And when you're a counselor, being a friend is a pretty useful trait, so this might work out after all. So, yo! And I was also thinking, oh my gosh, Starlight and Sunburst are now together. Ooh. It's like they're now working at the same place, doing the same basic job. I totally ship them. It's inevitable that they're gonna get married at some point. However, that point will probably not be before the series ends, so... But I wouldn't be surprised if that did happen, so... Roar! I was also interested, it's like, oh, the crystalling thing. It's like, yeah, I'm kind of surprised that's a full-time job. It's like, yeah, kind of like being the godparent. You're kind of there to help out, but you're not really the parent. You don't really have any responsibilities there. So yeah, he's definitely available to take this job, and I think that's great. I would never thought him. He's definitely not here that often. Sorry to think that, you know what, a Trivial Pursuit should have happened after this episode, because now that would have made a lot more sense for him to be here. Anyway, that's a great idea, and I think that'll work out really well, because yeah, he's totally, you know, I would say, you know, science and teacher oriented and all that stuff, so I think it'll work out. So, roar! But to the core of this episode, I like this episode. I mean, its lesson is kind of, it's one of those where it's like, we're kind of exaggerating a little bit to make this point, but at the same time, this situation can totally happen. It's like, yeah, my friend thinks they're gonna get the job, but, you know, about even a quarter of the way through, I realized that they're not. I should just tell them, but I really don't want to, so... So you continue the process, and you're only setting your friend up for disappointment, and you have to have this kind of blow up again. It's almost one of the recurring themes or lessons that, you know what, ignoring a problem, pretending it's not there, and not talking about it will only result in you just blowing up with a person, and everyone's feelings will be hurt, and it'll be bad. That was a very convenient time for Twilight to come back. That was a very celestial moment for Twilight. She just appeared out of nowhere at the moment that we really needed her, so roar! It was kind of interesting also to see what all the other candidates did and how they'd operate, and yeah, it was cool to see the parents of all the students. Aw, poor Gauss, what do you mean? You think I don't need to hear that you're proud of me? We've also learned that Gallus does not have any other guardians, or if they are, there aren't any better ones, so, oh, poor Gallus, but it'll be okay. And surprisingly, he was actually happy that Trixie actually stood up for him. And I think that's really good, especially now that she's going to be counselor. You know, sometimes you have to stand up for the student. So in some ways, this whole, trial process was not a waste of time. Trixie was not a good vice mayor, but she was a good counselor because she can stand up for ponies, she can be a good friend, and as Starlight says, she may not have the traits of the vice mayor, but she does have a lot of other good traits too, and that was also the sub-point, is that, you know what, not everybody can do every job. Ugh. As a computer programmer, I know this very well. Computer programming is a very difficult job. In one sense, it should work, but it doesn't! Ugh. And that is incredibly frustrating, especially when you have the customer saying, "Why is it not working?" Ugh. So yeah, it's definitely not for everybody, to say the least. It kind of reminds me of that quote from Ratatouille. Not everyone can be a great artist, but a great artist can come from anywhere. You could possibly be a great artist. It's also possible that you're not, but you are totally capable of doing something else. So, roar! So basically, there's a job out there for you. You just gotta find out what it is. And that, yeah, everyone has, the possibility to contribute something. Whether it's something big or something small, we all have the ability to contribute something, and sometimes we just have to find out what that something is. So I think that was almost in some ways the better point of this episode, because, yeah, I think everybody from the very beginning realizes that Trixie will not get this job. Trixie is setting herself up to only be dashed upon the rocks, because she basically expects that she's going to get this job because Starlight Glimmer created this job for her, but no, that's not true, so, okay, I'm starting to ramble on and I'm losing it and just blah, but overall, I liked this episode, and I thought it was good. I liked its lesson. There were times where it was kind of it's like, come on, Trixie, you're not gonna get this job. But at the same time, it was fun, it was kind of lighthearted, and overall, it was a good episode, and I really liked both of the morals in here, and it's really good to see that, we're gonna be seeing a lot more Sunburst, and now Trixie is now counselor, and ponies are moving up in the world, and things are changing, but things are working out, so roar! It makes me so happy to see the ponies working all this out and moving up in the world and taking on new responsibilities and just simply moving the story forward. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.